our myth is to see which liquid will freeze first out of water, milk, ranch dressing, vinegar, apple juice, chocolate syrup, and dish soap.
To not get mixed up, we have made labels that we are going to stick onto each cube to see which one freezes first.
We hypothesized that the liquids most similar to water will freeze first, such as water and apple juice, and that the liquids that are less similar, such as the ranch sauce, will freeze last because it's thicker and therefore it will take longer to freeze.
We will now be putting all these liquids in the freezer for 30 minutes, and in 30 minutes we're going to take them out and see which one have already frozen. We will now be taking it out. It's been 30 minutes, so we'll see which one have frozen and which one haven't. Okay, so as we can see just by shaking it, these liquids here, these ones here, are not moving. The water is still a bit shaky, the vinegar also, and the apple juice. But there is a little bit of ice on top of them.
On which ones?
On the apple juice, the water, and the vinegar. Test it out by putting the knife in each one of them to see if they all have ice or not. So let's start by the water. Oh, it's this one, the ice has formed. What about the avocado sauce? No, this one hasn't done anything. The chocolate syrup. Oh, you can see that it's thicker. So it's like getting there. The vinegar. Oh, the vinegar is not at all frozen compared to the water. The apple juice. Hasn't really frozen. The dish soap. The dish soap is thicker, as we can see. And the milk. Oh, the milk has formed a little bit of ice on top.
I will now open the freezer.
Can you close it?
So if we wiggle the tray again, we can see that almost everything's frozen. So I'll use a knife to see if there's any ice formation. So the water is pretty frozen. The avocado sauce is a little bit thicker. The chocolate hasn't really changed. It's the same thickness as before. What is this? The vinegar, there's quite a bit of ice formation. The milk also has quite a bit of ice formation. The dish soap is thicker than it was before. And the apple juice also has a good layer of ice on it. So now we will put it back in the freezer for the last half hour, or the next half hour.
Oh, Oh, you're still here. We will now check the liquids.
It has now been
An hour and a half. All right. So we can see the vinegar has become much thicker. Ice formation has taken place. The chocolate syrup has not changed, it's just like a pudding. The avocado sauce has a thin layer of ice, but isn't bad. The water has basically become an ice cube. Hear that? Apple juice is crusty and thick. Dish soap, oh, spongy. And milk is nearly an ice cube also.
Jalan!
Oh, it's ready! It has now been 2 hours. Let's see what has happened to our liquids. Oh, nothing's moving. Okay, let's test it out with the knife. So the water, as we know, is completely frozen. It's an ice cube now. The apple juice, ooh, it's thick, but it's almost like slush. Like I could go through it. Not quite like the water. The dish soap. Wow, the dish soap is it's a very thick stuff, liquid. The milk. The milk is an ice cube, but not quite like the water. Avocado sauce. The avocado is like it's very thick, like a frozen slush. The chocolate syrup. Chocolate syrup hasn't changed. It's still very liquidy. And the vinegar. The vinegar is frozen, but there's still liquid coming through when I go like this.
2.5 hours later. Let's see if we have any changes. Ooh. The vinegar is frozen. Oh, so is the milk. That's hard. The water is a complete ice cube. Can't even go through it.
Just like before.
Just like before. Apple juice is frozen. Dish soap seems almost spongy. Look at that. What have I not done? Oh,
Chocolate sauce.
chocolate sauce
Hasn't changed.
has not changed.
And avocado.
What about the avocado
Oh,
sauce?
the avocado sauce
Georgie.
is not frozen.
Give it out.
Ugh. 3 hours later. So in conclusion, our hypothesis was correct since the liquids that are similar to water froze first. So water froze first, then milk, vinegar, and apple juice. However, all the more thicker liquids such as the chocolate syrup, the avocado sauce, and the dish soap did not freeze, and therefore our hypothesis was correct.